Back for another video. Today's video is the second part of my little American road trip. If you haven't seen the first video, I'll link to it up here somewhere if I can. I'd probably advise to watch that video first. I talk about the cameras that I use and the film that I shoot on this trip. Today's video picks up with us back in Cape Cod, and today we're catching the boat out to Martha's Vineyard. This is a place that I've watched some other YouTubers out there taking photographs, so it's a place that I was really looking forward to going. We got really lucky with the weather on this day. It was probably the best weather we had of the whole trip. Sun was shining, light was a little bit harsh, probably not ideal conditions for taking photographs, but it did soften as the day went on. So you catch the boat out to Martha's Vineyard in a little town called Falmouth. We didn't have long here, but we managed to just do a quick little wander around the town and grab a few shots before it was time to head down and catch the boat. It's a nice little boat ride out to the island. Only takes about 45-50 minutes. Yeah, let's go. Again, conditions were perfect, so we were able to spend most of the time outside on the dock, taking in the views, and yeah, just enjoying the ride out to the island. I'm not much of a street photographer, to be honest, but I did try to capture some images of the other people that were on the boat with us on the trip out. Especially tried to use the reflections in the windows to try and make the shots, I guess, look a little bit more interesting. I'm not sure if it really worked, but I do like some of the colours that I captured with the Kodak Ultramax, especially red. I think it really pops in some of these pictures. Yeah, so after the short trip we finally landed on Martha's, and the first thing we did was to rent a couple of bikes and to head off along the coast in the direction of the main town on the island, which is called Edgartown. So we didn't really know what to expect once we made it out onto the island, and we hadn't really done much research into what to expect. We kind of wanted to be pleasantly surprised by what we saw. But one thing people spoke a lot about, especially on the journey on the way over, was the little gingerbread houses that are dotted all over the island. And yeah, they didn't disappoint. They're very picturesque, very beautiful, and they kind of lend the island a kind of fairy tale vibe, I guess. I didn't take that many images of them. They're quite difficult to photograph, especially for my style of photography, I guess. But yeah, beautiful to look at. So after about a 45 or maybe 50-minute cycle, we started to reach the outskirts of the main town. Again, Edgartown is a very picturesque and beautiful little place. Lots of little wooden storefronts, some beautiful houses, nice views down to the harbour. We spent a couple of hours wandering around here. It started getting towards evening time and the light started to soften and golden, and yeah, I was really happy with some of the images I managed to capture. next day was our last day on Cape Cod, and we just spent the day visiting some of the local beaches, enjoying the views and the nice weather. This beach here is called Harding's Beach, and the reason we came here is that we knew there was a lighthouse right out at the end of the beach. It was a bit of a journey, took us about an hour maybe to get out there, but yeah, it was worth it in the end. Once we'd finished up in Cape Cod, we made our way back towards New Jersey just as the rain came down. Our first day in New Jersey, we hiked a very small section of the Appalachian Trail. I've actually read lots about the Appalachian Trail previously. It's a hike that I would love to do someday, probably never will, but it was very cool to be able to see just a tiny little section of it. On this occasion we hiked a mountain called Mount Tammany. Please don't push me. It was a really cool place, lots of beautiful old trees. Again, I'd switch back to black and white to Ilford HP5, and I think it worked really well here with the harsh kind of lighting conditions. Ended up being able to capture some really nice texture shots on the barks of the trees and on the rocks on the ground and the roots. And yeah, I really like some of the images that I managed to capture here. Next couple of days I kind of gave the video camera a bit of a rest. I still took my film camera with me, but we visited a few places where I didn't shoot any footage, but I still like some of the images that I captured. First two here is from a reservoir that's quite close to where we were staying in New Jersey. Yeah, and I just really like this kind of unusual structure that's out in the middle of the lake. It's got kind of a brutalist kind of look to it, which I really like. We also took a trip to Jersey Shore one of the days. Again, didn't bring my video camera with me, unfortunately, so I've only got a couple of shots here that I managed to capture on HP5. The area is like most seaside kind of entertainment regions. It's a little bit run down. It's probably seen better days, and to be honest, I think that worked quite well on the black and white film. Our very last stop on this trip was to the Delaware water gap. Again, it's an area I'd heard about, but I knew very little about. Had a very laid back kind of arty atmosphere to the area, and it was just a really nice day to wander around the antique shops. Yeah, and just take in the sights as we cross the Delaware River and capture some nice shots. Luck would have it, the very last shot that I took in Delaware with my Canon EOS 500. As soon as you take the last shot, the camera starts to rewind. So I didn't want to put the camera straight into my bag. I kind of perched it on top of my bag while it was rewinding the film. Was filming some shots and then forgot about it, and unfortunately the camera fell. Luckily the lens was fine, which is the expensive part of the setup. The camera itself took the brunt of the fall, but all that happened was, I don't know if you can see there, but the door off the battery compartment snapped off. Not the end of the world. I can tape it back on and the camera still works. But yeah, this is why I shoot cheaper cameras. I think this camera is only like €50. So if worst comes to worst, I can buy a new one. But yeah, it was kind of ironic on my very last roll of film, my very last shot. While in America, I managed to break my camera, but thankful that it happened at the end of the trip and not the beginning of the trip. All in all, I spent about 2 weeks in America. It was a really great trip. It's a country that I would absolutely love to go back and travel more of and see more of and photograph more of. Yeah, and I'm really happy with some of the images that I captured on this trip. I definitely think it's some of the better images that I've taken in quite a while. Probably the one criticism I'd have is I was really happy with the images I took on black and white, but I wasn't all that happy with the images I took on colour. To be honest, for the last couple of years, I've kind of focused on shooting mainly black and white film, and I'm getting to a place where I am quite happy with my black and white work. My colour work definitely lags behind. I've been neglecting my colour photography for quite a while now. And I think this trip really kind of opened my eyes to the fact that I need to start putting some solid time into my colour photography work. On this trip, again, I was shooting Kodak Ultramax, it's a fine film. I guess it's not all that impressive. I don't think it's a film that I will settle on as a colour film that I like to shoot. And yeah, I do hope over the next couple of videos that I will start to shoot more colour film. Try different stocks and maybe trying to hone in on a colour film stock that I like. And once I have a stock that I like, I'm going to try and shoot it consistently. Yeah, and just put some solid time into improving how I photograph in colour compared to my black and white work. But yeah, like I said, overall, I was actually quite happy with the images that I took on this trip. Yeah, and hopefully someday in the not too distant future, I can get back to America, maybe take a few more road trips and see some more of the country. But for now, that's everything from part 2 of my American road trip videos. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a comment and a like. And yeah, I really appreciate you watching the video. Thanks very much.